Hey, Bruce. Chris Chapman, Fox Sports Las Vegas. On a night like tonight, when you guys don't have your best, but you're playing a team that's relentless, they don't take a shift off, just how much more difficult does the game become, especially when you fall down 2-0?
Well, I mean, I know how they play. They play hard. They're a skating team. They check well. I mean, the three things we talked about and worked on some things yesterday in practice, they're going to funnel pucks in that. You have to box out. First goal is a great example of that. We let the guy stand alone in front. Our D don't box out, and it's in our net. The second goal is they're going to press in the neutral zone. They play over top you, so you have an opportunity to transition off the rush. Do it if you win a board battle, because they pinch a lot, which we did early. I think Jack had a 3-on-2. There was another situation, we had a 2-on-1. Howie got in, we chipped a puck behind their D, win a race. So there was opportunities to transition and get your looks, we did. But the second goal, we don't play behind them. 3-on-2 the other way, it's in our net. Third goal, yesterday, practice against pressure on the power play. What do they come up? So there are really no surprises to me. I've seen that team play a lot. And sometimes it's difficult to get the players to buy in exactly how they're going to be in your face all night until you're in the soup, right? And then we got going halfway through the game, but it's too late. It's too late then. Most nights. Maybe we could have came back, but most nights against a good team, it's too late then. I liked our push after that. I thought we played better against how they play, but it took us too long to get there. So at the end of the day, that was the problem early. No surprises. I just didn't do a good enough job of preparing the team of what was coming. Although I will say we did discuss it and work on it, but, I had to present it better.
You bring in Akira in a tough spot. First time he's ever played in a game for this team in this building, and just what did you think of what you saw from him?
He was good, and it's 4-0. Hilly's, Samsonov's still working on coming back, so there's not a bad time. Maybe get the team's attention, take a look at Schmid's, right? So I wouldn't put it on Hilly. I didn't like the first goal a lot. That's one, but the other ones, he made a great save in the second goal. The third goal, he's not expecting it to come right into the slot in a one-timer plunger. I don't know if there's any goalie stopping that one. Fourth one hits their guy in the way, so they got a fortunate bounce. Something we didn't really get all night. We had, as we went along, we had some looks where we could have maybe had a redirection or not. Didn't go in for us. It has a lot in this building this year, so sooner or later that's not going to happen. But I thought he played very well for us. Good to get a look. He probably feels good to get in a game at some point. I couldn't tell you when it was going to be down the road. Some of that depends on how is Hilly doing. We got 4 games this week. To expect him to play all 4 games would be a lot to ask, but maybe Sammy's ready. So at the end of the day, it was a split-second decision to get him in. As I said, I'm not putting any of the game on Hilly. It's just more about changing the momentum, and I thought Schmid did a good job for us.
Hey Bruce, Danny Webster, Las Vegas Review-Journal. You mentioned the first goal, not boxing out in there. How would you characterize the play on the back end for most of the night?
Well, some of our veteran guys, they didn't have their A game in terms of transition, execution. I thought they were fumbling some pucks, and this is not the team because they pressure, right? Some teams will sit back, you'll have a little extra time. I thought they could have worked better together as pairs, been closer together to beat that first forechecker. Now, when they did do that, I thought our forwards, going back to the question earlier, they didn't support the puck very well until about halfway through the game. Right, they're getting stretched out high. They're circling. You've got to be short, crisp passes. I think against this team early, and then keep it moving north and support until you get a little time and space. And so they could have been better and would have needed to be better tonight. But again, I think it was a team loss, to be honest with you. I thought they started skating pucks better as the game went on, which you all have to do against this team. You have to move your feet. They work hard. The puck can't do all the work all night. You have to create some separation, whether it's in the O-zone cutbacks to create some looks at the net, which we started doing, or whether it's the D getting going up ice, hanging the first forechecker, or being deceptive. We didn't do enough of that early.
Ken Volkieson, Not Vegas, you shuffled things a little bit towards the end. I'm wondering if there's anything on any of those new combinations that you liked from the forwards.
Well, with Mark Stone being out, and we're hoping it's not for any length of time, but he didn't. Who's the best fit for Jack? So we tried Holtz there. It's a little bit of, okay, let's throw him up there, see how it looks. Get Nick back into the middle more, where he's more comfortable. We used Nick right wing, center, both. So I don't know that any of them will stick for Wednesday. We'll always go back and look at it and talk to the players. You know, did you feel there was chemistry? And sometimes it's matchup situations too. They roll over 4 lines. I thought having Nick in the middle, maybe back to our sort of 4-line approach, would be better. Schwinn's played the wing and actually played well with that line on the wing with Colasar. So to me, it wasn't like some dangerous, sort of play where I'm putting a guy in a bad spot. He's been there. Those were the 2 lines I think that were most affected, right?
Terrell Emerson, Talk That Talk Media. Bruce, you've already said that it was a team loss tonight, but 21 shots faced in 26 minutes, a little bit over 26 minutes for Aiden on the ice. How does something like that get corrected on the fly, considering the conversation that was had after the Seattle game, guys kind of coming to his defense as well? How does that get corrected going into the next game if he is in between the pipes?
Well, as I said, I didn't think he played poorly. I mean, I would have liked to stop in the first one, but it's a deflection and found a hole, right? But that's a breakdown in front of him as well. So he'll get back in there. He's been playing better. He's our guy. So we knew coming in, if they're both healthy, that he'd probably play a little more. I mean, we didn't know Samsonov, and Hilly won a cup for us. So he was going to have a bit of an advantage going in just from knowing him. And now with Sammy suffering an injury, he's going to get more looks, and I think he's been coming. And unfortunately, we didn't give him much run support tonight early. That, again, if Howie scores on that and it's 2-1 out of the first period, I think we're okay. I really do. I think we'll take a breath. Guys, this is what we need to do. Here's where we're getting beat. Here's where we can expose them. But all of a sudden it becomes 3-0. And again, our power play's been very good. Talk about timely goals. In Seattle, we got a big one to tie the game. Now we give up a shorty on kind of a nothing play, right? And so now they've got life, and it deflates your bench a bit. It takes you a while to get going. So he'll go back to work tomorrow. We'll see. We got 4 games this week, whether we hit the ice or not, or what. But he's pretty good that way. He'll put it behind him and move on to his next start, which could be as soon as Wednesday.